still on? Okay. So the next grade is 8th grade, disengaging the hindquarters. I started by applying more pressure and really making the butt move. Then after they get it, can I do less pressure? Is that correct?
So this is 8th grade. And 8th grade is disengaging the hindquarters. And this is really the holy grail of showing that horse, buddy, you can't take me for a ride. Everything that we've done from the ground has been leading us to this point, moving the hindquarters, moving that butt, more importantly, moving the motor of that horse. And we want to have the ability to tell that horse, remember, mobility is their superpower, telling them, hey, I don't care how scared you are, how mad you are, how upset you are, how hungry you are to go back to the barn. If your buddy's there, if you're a stallion and there's mares over there, if you're a mare and you're in heat, if whatever your excuse is, if you can control the head and you can control the butt, the horse cannot take you for a ride. Just as matter of fact is that. And disengaging the hindquarters, I just want to be able to slide that rein down, find that horse's face, and pick them up. And I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do this just with the reins. So many people, they want to put a leg, they want to do this, they want to do that. I want to make sure that my manual override works. So don't get me wrong, later on down the road, we'll get this horse where he side passes, where he disengages, where he does all these things just with our legs. But the one thing that I want to see in the clinics is that I can grab that horse by the face and bring his face towards his butt, and his butt wants to move. That's what ensures that if there's an issue and that horse is uncomfortable, and remember, I don't care how trained your horse is. I care, what does your horse do when he's uncomfortable? People very rarely get hurt on wild horses, because if you have to blindfold it and snub it up to a tree, there's very few folks alive who are willing to hop on that horse. It's the horse that knows how to do his job that you bought, that was already a trail horse, that already knows his job, that you get hurt on. If you're getting hurt on a trained horse, he either doesn't respect you or isn't paying attention. If you have the ability to grab his face and move his butt, you have the ultimatum. You can say, buddy, come here. Every time you cross that horse's back feet up, every time I do that, I'm taking his motor away. When his back feet cross, like so, that takes his motor away. And when I do that, everything that's not beneficial to your health, bucking, running, rearing, all of those things, they're driving from that rear end. If I can cross up their back feet, I can take their power away. And that's what I want to be able to do. And this 8th grade really shows the horse how to do that.
Say the video is breaking up, we have awful service here, so there is a recorded section of this that'll be posted tonight if it's not working correctly for you. If it's the audio that's breaking up, please let me know, because I will disconnect the mic and try that. But if it's the video as well, then it's a connection issue. What is the difference between 8th grade disengaging the hindquarters and 1st grade square dancing?
So the question is, what's the difference between 8th grade disengaging the hindquarters and 1st grade square dancing? One, you're on the ground, and the other one, you're in the saddle. So in square dancing, you're disengaging the hindquarters and you're moving the shoulders, so you're working both buttons. And 8th grade, you're just moving the butt and you're in the saddle. Notice everything that we do, there's this pattern that happens. We show the horse how to do it from the ground, then we show the horse how to do it under saddle. We show the horse how to do it from the ground and do it under distress while it's scared or whenever they're worried, with tarps and balls and bells and whistles and all kinds of things. Then when we do it under saddle, we ask them to do it under saddle, and then we ask them to do it under distress under saddle. Bells, whistles, toys, noise, all kinds of things. That's how we know and we feel confident without a shadow of a doubt, hey, I can take this horse to whatever is out there. I'm a trail rider, which means I am prepared for anything that's out there in the elements. The only way you can say that is if you have made your horse uncomfortable and asked them to give up their face and asked them to give up their butt.
Let's see, if my horse backs up when facing an obstacle, do I do this and disengage, or turn around and go, or do I go left and right?
If my horse is backing away from an obstacle, do I do this and turn around, or do I disengage? If my horse is afraid of something, he's backing up, I'm going to take his face up. Every time I face him up towards the scary thing, very quickly, when he tries to make his own move, he's going to get disengaged. The horse can't run forward, can't run backwards, can't jump up, can't spin if he can't use his butt. So let's taking his butt away from him and giving him freedom, taking his butt away from him and giving him freedom, that horse is going to want to go anywhere that we send him.
Sorry, I said your mic's cutting in and out. Told you it's one or the other. So the next question, hopefully they can hear it a little bit better, is, so I'm riding down a narrow trail, horse stops and refuses to move forward. Not enough room to safely disengage. I dismount and lead forward and remount when safe. Am I teaching my horse a bad habit?
So the question is, I'm on a death-defying trail and my horse is scared and I can't get him to go. How do I use your system? You don't use our system. The whole point of this program is to have these situations whenever you're not on a death-defying trail. So then the second half of that question was, well, when this happens, I get off and lead my horse through and then I get back on. Are you teaching my horse bad habits? You're not necessarily teaching your horse bad habits, but you're not doing yourself any favors. If you have to get off to feel safely, you're riding on borrowed time. I want you to go home and set that horse off and make him uncomfortable and nice footing, so the next time that you come to those situations, you don't have to disengage. You don't have to face up. You can just drive that horse forward and he knows that you're willing to. Walk quietly, carry a big stick.
How do I move from a horse who started in a bosel and decided she could blow through the bosel, and then also the bit, to one who can relearn to ride bitless and a halter?
How do I take a horse that was trained in a bosel and figured I could run through a bosel, put in a snaffle, put in a bridle, and found out I could blow through a bridle? How am I going to do that in a halter? The way you're going to do that is you're going to use the halter to your advantage, and you're going to get that horse soft and easy from the ground. You're going to set it off and pull it around, set it off and pull it around. Basically like teaching a dog to be obedient on a leash and to stay off that leash. With this halter, many horses that come to our clinics run through bridles and run through other equipment, and they come to our clinic and we ride them with a halter. The key is we don't let them grab us, and we use that friction, we use that persistence to make them not want to grab us. We don't get in a tug-of-war match with them.
My resistant mare is resisting this one. She will move her hindquarters away from me, but she keeps moving her front feet too. We'll keep working. Is a true pivot with the hind feet crossing over, passing with an A. So if she does move her hips away, she's at least passing with a lower grade.
So whenever my mare is disengaging, she's moving her back end and her front end. Is that passing? Ideally, for passing and getting A, they're pivoting on the forehand. What that tells me usually is the person doesn't know that they can pick the horse's head up higher. So whenever you're turning them and everything's moving together kind of like this here, it's because we're not pulling them around enough. So what a lot of riders don't even know that this exists, but I can grab this horse by here and I can pick that horse's head up until physically they can't move their front end. So if your horse is still moving its front end around, that tells me if that horse was scared or worried, you would pull it here and it would keep going that way. What you want to know, and you need to find out that there's another gear, and you can pick that horse up here until it's so bent that the only option is to give up his hindquarters, and that's what's really going to make you feel confident under any circumstance that you're in control of your horse.
Disengaging the hindquarters from the ground is something that Scarlett already knows, so that was easy. I'm a bit confused though. Is there another video that goes with us through teaching it from the saddle? Michael mentions that there is a next video in the description for a passing grade, is that you should be able to pick up one rein at any speed to move the horse's butt over. So we have more advanced videos of this in the membership club. This is just the basics getting you started, but he's also been demonstrating it through this whole video. So that pretty much, hopefully they can hear the answer to that. I have a sensitive and strong-willed mare who sometimes will completely stand frozen and not move at all. Recently, she has sometimes started moving backwards in these stubborn moments. I think she is evading having to work. How do I get her to walk off calmly in both the frozen situation and the moving backwards situation?
So I have a stubborn mare who likes to shut down and act like Stonewall Jackson and not move whenever she gets upset or frustrated. How do I get her to move? It all comes to moving that face and moving that butt. If that horse is not wanting to move his feet, I never argue with a horse to go forward in a straight line, because that's where they're strong. So if that horse is stuck and not wanting to move, and you start spurring or kicking or whipping or popping it, and it's not moving, it's the equivalent of a balloon filling with air. It can only hold so much pressure, and it's going to pop. That's when you see those horses bronking and bucking and acting up. Instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is be pulling that horse's head to the side until I get its butt moving. So I want to see it get soft and easy, and instead of trying to move it forward, I'm going to be looking to get that horse here, and its release is going to be forward. And that horse is going to look for forward, and the most stubborn mare is going to look for that forward.
Okay, we're going without the mic. Try this again. Try it another method. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we can stop the video.